one family member in particular, it was my father-in-law, who said, "We will pay you if you send them to school. we,
Oh
we will
no.
we will pay for the tuition. We will cover." He was just appalled that we would consider homeschooling, despite my
Mm,
background. Got a master's in special ed, but it was
right.
really unheard of. And he had sent all of his children through Catholic schools. They all had
Mm,
excellent educations. He didn't want them um, to miss anything, and he didn't want them to get a subpar education. And I do tell parents, young moms that are
mm,
criticized for homeschooling, that I really believe that mostly it's concern, that the relatives are concerned. And that's
exactly.
what he
Mhm.
was. He was afraid that if we
Yeah.
homeschooled, that we would create hermits,
Hmm.
or children who could not read or something like that. And that was
Yeah.
not my intention at all. So I, I set out to make sure that that was the, the last thing that was going to happen. So,
Mm-hmm.
so I tell this because it was the beginning of kindergarten when
Mm,
my father-in-law said, "We will pay the tuition if you send them." And I said, I just can't. And it was
yeah.
hard because I was already second guessing myself. But
Right.
but here's what happened. So my father-in-law was a very patriotic man.
Mm,
He was a World War II veteran. November, it was Thanksgiving. I remember it like it was yesterday, even though my children were just 5 at the time, and now they're 24.
mm,
But they had been learning little bits and pieces of American history and learning to memorize things. I felt as if we were to work on their working memory, why do
mm,
it in isolated exercises? Why not do
right.
it with substance so they could memorize something of value and
Right. Yeah.
improve their working memory, their stamina, their attention, their concentration, but
Mm,
at the same time, give them something to hold on to? So
yeah. Uh-huh.
they memorized like sponges. I could not believe how
Mm,
much they would memorize. They'd memorize states and capitals.
mm.
But they also, my earbud is falling out. They
Oh,
also memorized the preamble to the Constitution.
wow.
So, so here they are at age 5, and it was Thanksgiving, and I was
Hmm.
not doing it so they would be precocious or,
Right.
they weren't to be arrogant about this or anything. It was just I knew that this would really matter to my
Mm,
father-in-law.
mhm. Yeah.
So, so I said, "Pop, we have something to share with you."
Oh, that's so sweet.
So he was sitting in his chair. The two of them came up. We have a picture of this, which I wish I could share with you right
Oh.
now. The two of them are all dressed up and they're standing there and they recited the preamble to the Constitution. And little by little, he was so won over that it was just a matter of years, just a few years later, where we were all at dinner and I overheard him not introducing us, but telling some friends who would come over to the table, "Oh yes, this is my son and his wife. They homeschool, and you should hear what they can do."
Oh.
He became our biggest fan, and that stayed
Great.
all the way through to high school
Mm.
graduation.